the way I want it. I guess the learning curve is a little curvier than I would like it to be for the YouTube. I had to go to YouTube to fix going live on horizontal mode. And thanks to the lady with a very heavy British accent showing this to me on YouTube, her YouTube name is Trish Yarn Adventures. Thanks for the video. Okay. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the gathered few. We're gathered from Minnesota. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes here. And wow, we have 126 subs. Jeffrey, Matt, Dave, California is in the house. What's up, man? All right. Well, I am in my brother's office slash bedroom when we travel to Minnesota. So let me see if I can adjust the lights a little bit. As we travel, I am still working. Everybody's asleep. Let's turn down these lights. Possibly this light too. A lot to cover today. How's the sound? I have so much to tell you guys. All right. I think this is semi-decent. I don't know what's causing, and I don't even want to spend time with what's causing all this light on my beard. Not the computer. No, it's not. Bishop, how you doing, brother? All right. Well, we are safe. We're in Minnesota. I don't know. Hey, Michael. Brewer, Idaho. Holy moly guacamole. I could use some guacamole. All right. Well, first of all, let me ask you, how's the sound? Because first episode was semi-decent. First half of first episode was so. How's it now? Better? All right. Sound great, brother. Okay, appreciate the feedback. All right, I have my notes. I better get to the meat and potatoes of this because I don't want to keep you guys up till 4 a.m. And those who know me will attest I can. Unfortunately, I am Bearded Texan. You're going to have to tell me all about the beard comp in Texas today. Oh, now I connect the dots. Brewer from Idaho is with you down there, with the bishop too. You're all having great time there. I wish I could be there, but also, everything for a reason. I've been working and working. I'm going to have to make some decisions here. I am a big lover of Mac computers. As a photographer, I happen to love them. Many, many years ago, 2 decades ago, I got my first Mac. But the one I have right now and the one I used last show, hey Ramsey, is 13 years old. I didn't want to risk what I experienced last time, and I am broadcasting from my phone. And I had the laptop here. Oh, look at the stickers. Bearded Texan. There you go. Hey, computer might be old, but stickers aren't. Okay. Let me give a few more minutes for everyone to come in while I explain what's going on. So I am looking at my phone. I don't want to risk my computer crashing. Oh, sirens. More. Okay, I'm sure Minnesota is on the top of the news today and the last 2 weeks. It's one of the most beautiful states in the nation, and I say this with no hesitation. Did I sound like a poet? Okay. It's not too much for a guy whose poetry book longer than 300 pages is coming out in a few months. Not bad. It is one of the most beautiful states in the nation, and I say that without hesitation. I call this place my home, and this is where I'm gonna be buried. Yet, yep, there are some unfortunate events going on here, and the sirens haven't been calming down as I'm working here. Last several hours, so much going on. Even though, can you hear more? Yeah, man. Maybe it's just some accidents due to black ice and whatnot. We're not very close to the action you see in the news, but early on, like I posted on Instagram, there was some action in the air as well. As you know, the National Guard is activated by the governor, and my oldest, who's got all airplane apps and radars. Man, guys, don't you have any other place to be? The chat is going crazy, and I just saw that Ramsey got the first place. Brother, congratulations. We're going to have to celebrate that. Yeah, because my computer is frozen, I'm reading everything in front of me on a very tiny screen. So if I miss anything, please accept my apologies. All right. I'm refreshing. And as I read, yeah, I got distracted. It's all your fault. All right. Where were we? Somebody, 10 Chinooks were released from National Guard, released at 9 p.m. and 2 Black Hawks and, wow, some C-130s. Yeah, there you go. 4 C-130s. Yeah. Okay. Bilge Dorer. And okay, that's gotta be my son at my mom's house. I'm at my brother's house to keep it a little quieter. All right. Thanks, Mark. I love you too. And it's a little too late. Is your uncle allowing you to stay up this late? Anyway, I gotta put my head together as I have a lot to say. How about this? Since we started with the news, on January 5th, before the unfortunate incident took place on the street involving an ICE officer and a citizen, On the 5th, I was on the phone with my brother. I was at my house in Chicago, in Itasca. I was on the phone with my brother who needed some answers on video editing on his welding videos. And we hung up after we talked. A couple hours later, I got a phone call from him. He's like, "You will not believe what happened." And he was home that day, sitting with my mom downstairs. So my mom's backyard is huge, and my older brother live upstairs. So it's like a split level duplex kind of an arrangement. That's the first house we bought almost 25 years ago. So it's a separate arrangement, 2-bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom downstairs, and 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, living room, kitchen, everything upstairs separately. As my brother is sitting downstairs having tea or coffee with my mom is facing to the glass doors. He says, "Hey, somebody just jumped over the fence." And then he jumps up and look outside. This guy in his probably mid-20s jumped over the fence, running towards the front of the house. He goes to the front of the house, to the kitchen windows, looking out. The guy was probably very fast. He goes and opens the door to the house. Yeah, you heard me right. And I guess he was out for mail or something. He did not lock the door. And it's a very nice, not very high scale or high end or what's the upscale neighborhood, but it's a very, very, very nice neighborhood. So the guy walks in the house, goes downstairs. When he sees the guy going in the house, he runs to the door. He locks the door. I don't know how to say this, but those who know me know that we believe in our Second Amendment. That guy could have been shot that day. And he says, "Open the door, I need help." He says, "No, I cannot help you. Get out of my house." And this guy runs upstairs. Thankfully, nobody's upstairs other than the adopted dog, rescued with broken ribs and a jaw, saved by my sister-in-law who works at University of Minnesota. She was at work. She wasn't home when this happened. Broad daylight, man. Broad daylight. He goes upstairs and locks the door. Then my brother calls the cops. They arrive. They arrive with lots of ICE agents. So they were in the neighborhood chasing a couple of guys, and they caught one of them, and this one was able to escape. They come in, the door is locked. He signs a piece of paper to give permission to break the door. He doesn't break the door. Get him out of my house. They break the door. Hey, Renee. And they break the door. They go inside. They find the guy hiding in my brother's bathtub. This happened 12 freaking days ago. They arrest him. They take him out of the house. Since some of the officers didn't wear any face mask or anything else, I am not willing to share any security cam videos, which I bought and helped install. So this is all in video. I mean, a dozen or more officers and agents around my mom's house. Poor woman, she's still scared. Imagine my brother wasn't home and the door was not locked, and this guy walked into my mom's living room. You don't know if he's just a poor guy, came here for a better living, came here the wrong ways, maybe the only chance, only way he knew. I'm not going to judge that. But you also don't know if this guy was a wanted criminal with bad intentions. You just don't know. So I'm going to close it by saying, lock your damn doors at all times and double check before you go to bed. And hopefully everything settles down in this great state. I am confident. I'm not going to get into politics of it. That's one thing I will stay away. But I'm confident that on either side, there are some provocateurs trying to pour gas into the flame. Speaking of that, let me tell you a very interesting story. True story. This was maybe a year or so before I moved to the States. I was working as a bartender in a very upscale bar and a restaurant. Upscale meaning the German ambassador to Turkey was my regular customer. But to go to work, I would have to walk half a mile, get on a bus. Hey, Chris. Walk half a mile, get on a bus, and halfway to downtown Ankara, which is the capital of Turkey, get off that bus, walk about 40 minutes to go to work. All right? At the end of the night, which was usually 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., we would get a cab directly to the door, from door to door. One day, early afternoon, I'm heading to work, and one of our neighbors with his car, when I'm walking downhill, that first half a mile, he's like, "Hey, Gokhan, where you headed?" I'm like, "I'm going to work." "Okay, hop in, I'll drive you halfway. I'm gonna pass that way. I'm going that way." "Okay." Because we had, as I was getting, before when this thing happened, we had a cleaning company / real estate company. And the 4 or 5 buildings that which we lived in, our apartment was in, was owned by some low-level workers at Turkish Secret Service. So this is about 30 years ago. And since we lived there, my dad did not work for the Turkish Secret Service or any Secret Service, not that I know of. But we were renting. Our landlord was a retired employee of the service. Long story short, since we lived in those buildings, and whenever there was an available apartment to rent, we wanted to have good neighbors. So we rented one apartment to these two cops. They graduated from the academy and they were working at the National Police headquarters, which was on the way to downtown on my way to work. I noticed when I jumped into his car, because he was my neighbor. I mean, these were two guys we rented the apartment to. Super nice dudes. Even time to time, we would, because they were not married, we would take my mom's food upstairs. They were like 2 or 3 flights up. My mom would feel bad for them because they weren't married and they didn't have their mom cooking for them. So time to time, we would give them food. So we knew each other. Long story short, I jumped into his car. He's driving. I noticed the car was an Opel, OPEL brand, very well-known brand in Europe. Stick shift. As he's switching gear with his right hand, I noticed his knuckles were bloody. Then I paid attention to his face. He was beaten up. And I'm like, what's going on? What happened? He said to me, at downtown Ankara, in front of the parliament building, there was a major protest. Major protest. And it went sideways. Rocks thrown and then cops going after people, arresting and beating up with batons and everything. I said, what happened? He said, I was undercover yesterday in downtown. And I was yelling at the cops, fuck you and all that, and then throwing rocks at them. Let that sink in. This was a setup to provoke. So the cops could just dissipate people and then arrest them and then get the streets cleaned up. Nice, huh? So I think I'm going to close with this on Minnesota, where I am right now, that there are going to be provocateurs everywhere. Everybody keep your cool wherever you're looking at this issue. Don't jump into any conclusions right away. And I always remember what Denzel Washington was asked once. He was asked about news, if he watches the news. Hey, Milan, good morning. He said, when you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. When you watch the news, you're misinformed. So I won't bother much. I hope everybody's safe. All right, so why are we in Minnesota? We're in Minnesota because Monday is my daughter's birthday, and because Monday also is Martin Luther King Day, national holiday. The schools are closed. And since we weren't able to come to Minnesota for Thanksgiving or Christmas due to illnesses, this was a great opportunity for us to come see family and celebrate her birthday with Grandma. Thank you, Brewer. I do too. Always remember that. So we're going to celebrate her birthday day earlier. And then Monday morning, we're going to head back. Hopefully the weather clears up. Tomorrow morning by 7 a.m., we should hit minus 11 or minus 17 Fahrenheit here in Minneapolis. It should be nice and balmy. Too bad I forgot my swim shorts and the pool is closed. But also, some of you know, Monday, January 19, is also Edgar Allan Poe's birthday. 200 something years ago he was born. January 19, 1809. And the guy, a master of suspense, lived only 40 years. For several months, I worked on this beard oil trio. And I don't know if my son Mark is still awake. If not, I'm sure he will watch this. The name idea was his. I'm proud of this kid. He said to me, he says, I'm here. All right. Using my mom's phone and account. Okay. I love you. I'm proud of you. I want you to remember this, etch it in your brain, Baba. One day, he says, knowing my inspiration to knowing, okay, don't get me emotional, right? It's not, I'm already in Minnesota and my dad is not here with us. So don't start. So he says, why don't you make 3 oils and call them Edgar, Allan, and Poe? When he suggested that, he was 10 years old. He's 11 and a half now, so it's been a while. So this was a long time project that this idea was stored right here. And I knew one way or another, there was no way I would skip on this. And Monday, day after tomorrow, is the day. Because everything I do, I like to do it as intentional as possible, like the Nevermore, like the Plague Doctor. This is probably next level. He was born on 119, so I am releasing it on 119, January 19, at 1:19 p.m. Bishop, I love you, brother. Thank you for reminding me about Charlie. I still get goosebumps just watching the video I made about Charlie's announcement. So, on his birthday, on 119, at 1:19 p.m. my time, we're releasing 40 sets. Each set is 3 bottles, all essential oils. And because of the ingredients and my self-respect to my labor, they are priced at $119. 119 at 1:19 p.m. on date 119. Only 40 of them because this guy lived 40 short years. I just can't believe, can't imagine how much more he could write and even further his writings if he lived another 20, 30 years. But those who know me a little bit more than Instagram videos know that I will take care of my people before anybody else. So on Friday, I put this trio on the website, but I put a password lock on it. And I shared it with a few people. I'll give a shout out here. Dino has the first order in, and he's been telling me for months, I'm gonna forget it. I'm very busy. Don't let me forget it. Don't let me forget it. I really want this. Put my name down. Put my name down. I mean, if I didn't give him my assurance, he would probably come to my house to pick up his trio. I love you, Dino. But as of 8:51 p.m. today, half is gone. The oil isn't even introduced to the world yet. Why? Because I shared it with my innermost circle on Friday. And I waited. I gave them the heads up. Then today at 1:19 p.m. ish, I shared it with my email newsletter subscribers. About 300 people there. And orders kept coming in, but I did my part on that. I'm here to celebrate my family, my daughter's birthday, and I'm not going to be on the phone nonstop. Some might say or think I didn't push this hard enough. I didn't advertise long enough, whatever. I'm going to get to it. Also, maybe I don't feel like I need to push it, sell. Everything is for a reason. Word of mouth might be slow, but it's getting there. Within 12 hours, half of that 40 sets is gone. And I haven't even announced it to the world yet. So we're going to get into it Monday, 1:19. But I also realized today, for some reason, I thought it was different. But when I try to set the email newsletter timing, it didn't allow me to choose minute by minute. I had to do quarterly. So I could do 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30, 11:45 or noon, something like that. So it's okay. Looks like from a few hours ago, the word got out. And before the show, I was getting a few things done on the website. I noticed, I checked the orders, and I'm going to be talking about this topic next. What was I working on right before the show? Kids went to bed, quiet here. I am enjoying the comfort of my brother's second bedroom / office with air mattress behind me where I will crush. I was working on these world famous teas. Drinking tea. Most of you know I'm a coffee guy in the morning, absolute tea person, tea lover at night. And okay, just looked at the chat. Sorry, I'm just talking, trying to get everything within an hour, and all these amazing people can hit their bed on time. So the teas are in. It's been a little, no, today actually, yeah. It's been a week since I got the tea order in. And those who might remember from my previous videos, I'm proud, very proud to have secured a partnership with a company this size with this reputation. I've been drinking their teas over 20 years. Always consistent, always fresh, always yummy. And more importantly, think about a company that often donates up to 20% of their profits, not once in a while, often 20% of their profits to charity, cancer research. Look at that. These guys, Ahmed Tea Company from London, they paid for and built a cancer hospital in Sri Lanka. And they not only paid for the hospital, that hospital is providing free cancer treatment. Can you imagine this? And they also have multiple educational, health charities they work with. I'm proud to be part of a partnership with a company like this that spend or support various charitable organizations with around the world, not just in UK. Education, nutrition, sustainability, and many different causes. And watch what I'm gonna say. Before the show, I uploaded several photos that I created using AI. We took the pictures at home, pictures of the actual product, and then created AI backgrounds. Beautiful. But those who know me, watched me, already know now that my wife is battling with cancer. And I have 3 children. 12, almost 12, 9, and 4. And I am running a very small business here. She is finally part-time back to work, but she needs to be on a medication next 2 to 5 years to reduce risk of cancer coming back. Those two medications that she needs to be on would cost us $14,000 per month. Let that sink. Unless I go become an employee of somebody else and have some sort of health care. So being a small business owner has, of course, pros and cons like everything else in the world, right? But 14 G's a month? Yeah. We could talk hours or days about healthcare in this country, which I live in and love so dearly, and know that no country is perfect. And just like your family members, your mom, dad, brother, sister, your significant other. You love them with their imperfections. So, yes, sir. Yes, Mike. But I'm not gonna go so deep in there. But yes, it is. It is all for money. I remember having one of the Pfizer's medications cost 20 times less in Germany than here. Yes, sir. So I will have to soon. I will have to join the workforce under somebody else's flag so I could put my labor in order to get some sort of health care. Otherwise, show me a legal and ethical way of making 14 G's a month to pay for two medications. I'm for it. But Raven Beard Co. isn't gonna cut it. Not anytime soon. When that day comes, I'll let you know. I can't believe I have 15 people in the chat in this live stream. It's 12:40 a.m. Central. So those of you who are in the East Coast or in the Eastern Time, it's almost 2 a.m. for you, and you have my love and respect. Good news. We're growing. We are growing. As soon as I get back from Minnesota, I'm gonna get all these Edgar Allan Poe sets shipped out. And we've been working on new lighting. We have new lighting. It looks beautiful and it was much needed. I was saving myself the headache. I am a very frugal guy. Very frugal. Not just now. I've been like that for most of my adult life, if not all my life. Two of my fluorescent lights above my workspace quit on me a few days ago, and I'm like, okay, because for me, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's my mentality. I still drive an 89 Cadillac and 2014 Ram with 200,000 miles. So, but I had orders to do. I don't know electrical, and I have 3 babies live in that house. I can't risk playing with electrical. I have to get it done right. But preparing orders in not proper lighting or the lighting that you're used to isn't fun either. So I'm like, okay. It was, I think, Wednesday of this week. It was storming out, almost blizzard conditions. When I woke up, there was nothing on the grass. In an hour, by the time my kids got on the school bus, it was an inch of snow. And it was blowing. The snow was flying parallel to the ground, sideways. A good friend of mine called me. I've been thinking about calling him. His wife is my daughter's godmother. He's like family. Construction guy, he knows anything and everything. He called me. He helped me so much when I had my photography studio. Just checking on me. And I told him what's going on with the lights when we were talking about the business. I didn't have to ask him. He's like, it's bad weather. I'm not working today. I'll be there in 2 hours. You need friends like that. And also be one of them. It's mandatory. I don't know if anybody remember because we had some sound issues and looks like my phone is doing better than my laptop in terms of recording. I opened the very first episode of The Gathered Few with that quote on purpose. It was from Marcus Aurelius. Said, do not waste any time on talking about what a good man should be. Be one. I'll pause for a second. Think about it. Do not waste any time talking about what a good man should be. Be one. If you are enjoying this live stream so far, please give it a like. Give it a like, share, comment, help support. Like you can tell, I'll be talking more about life experiences, parenting, whatever, than the business. Yeah, of course, I will share my hardships or challenges or rewards of running the show with 3 little kids. Running it with 3 little kids has its challenges, but it also has far superior rewards. So he came in that snow as I was packing my orders. I made him his tea. We chat a little bit, and then he got to work. I didn't even have to touch anything. He gave me, not gave me, but I mean, I paid for the lights, but he installed them for me. Much brighter, much pleasant light. And since I already had some new shelving that came in, it's going to be needed anyway, bigger lighting, because one day will come and I will be able to get that amazing pool table out of my basement, and we're going to put more professionally designed countertop there. But like I said earlier, be frugal. That pool table, when I first bought the house, it came with the house. And I love the game. I'm not a great pool player, but I love the game. And it has great memories. I play pool with my dad. Let's not go there. All right. Cheers. All right. But across from my desk, I bought some shelving. So probably next week, I'll install them. It's going to be more organized. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. 15 people, huh? You got nothing better to do at this time? I love you. I say that with all my heart. Um anyway, probably we can change the mood with something funny. I've done something I've never done before. You want to hear that? Okay. Um, I started a Patreon page. All right. Because we have 120 some subs, 126, I see. So we can't have memberships. Honestly, God, I am not sitting here for money. I'm not opening up for money. I'm not asking anybody for a handout. That won't happen. I believe in my product. I respect my labor. My kids will attest. I tell them always respect other people's labor and demand respect for yours. And I respect my labor and my children's labor. So we make good products. We are grateful for people who support this family operation. But I started a Patreon page. I haven't shared it yet. I should, right? I should. This broadcast, this live stream, starts at midnight on Saturdays and it will disappear at sunset, Chicago time, on Sunday. So people who want to watch this, they can come live. They can watch in the morning. They can watch in the afternoon. They can watch in the early evening. When the sun sets in Chicago, the gathered few disappears into the shadows. And those who believe in this show, those who find value in building this late night brotherhood, people who are thinkers, people who feel more creative at night, people who enjoy silence more than noise, will find value in this. You're right, Matt. I will have to share that. So I created 2 tiers. $3 a month, support the show, and you have full access. Excuse me. Full access to the show whenever you want. I give you a link, you watch whatever you want. The second one is a $9 per month, and you not only get full access to the show whenever you want, but there's gonna be an extremely special beard oil with a purpose. It's called the Gathered Few, and it will only be shipped to you when you have your 1 year membership anniversary. Only the Gathered Few will have this oil. Imagine that. Mhm. I'm going to make it. I don't care if I make one, if I have 1 members or 30 members, I'm going to make that happen. And my kids know, they know the best. When I say I'm going to do it, I do it. Why don't I ask you a couple of questions here? And while you are putting your answers in, Bishop, I love you, brother. When you put your answers in, I'm going to pull that link and share the Patreon page with you. And just remember, this is my first time doing Patreon. This is my second time doing YouTube live streams on my own. So if you see anything that I can improve on, please shoot me an Instagram message, email, or send me a smoke signal. And I'm happy to hear your feedback, constructive feedback, constructive criticism, anything. Let me know, how can I push it higher? How can I make it better? All right. So the question is, what state or where are you listening in from? And at this very late hour, what are you sipping on? Okay, I'm on Patreon. I am on my phone doing this. I can't even share my screen. And probably by the time we get this live stream in a few more episodes, things are going to be connecting. Okay, I'm still live. All right. Greece, Thessaloniki, are you out of your mind? That city has a very historic importance. I gotta come there someday. Thessaloniki, Selanik. Guess what? My mother's father, my grandfather, was born in Thessaloniki. Great man, dedicated his entire life as an educator for the orphans back in Turkey. Yes, sir. Wow. Let's see. Patreon. I'm gonna try to share this straight. Edit page. See, I'm very new. Be patient with me, please. And let's see. How do I share this? Dashboard. So Bishop, you are you staying with Mike Ramsey and Justin for the beard competition? Okay. Well, guess what? Let's not keep you busy with this. This is not that big of a deal, at least for now. Looks like I still need to do a little bit of work here to publish it. So, all right. All right, it's not fully finished, looks like. Test, publish. Okay. I'm going to share that with you all later. Thank you for staying up this late. And lastly, there are certain things that I will be doing with time. I'll put some intro. I'll put a bunch of nice things. I have them right here in my head. I'll get it done probably in a month or so. This live stream will look better, look more professional. But again, even though the looks help, content is still the king. Hopefully, you find value in this. When I go back, next episode will be from my house, 4-hour show. Bishop, I can do 4-hour show with no problem, and maybe we'll do one someday. But let's get our ducks in order for now, and what I'll do, I'll get my background like the way I always do when I make videos, my dark and moody red lit background with my world famous fog machine in the back. I really need to first figure out my computer system. All right. I know by now it won't. This laptop has been very faithful to me. It's been working and still doing most of the stuff decently. 13 years. 13 years. And my main computer is a 27-inch iMac. It's 12 years old, but when it was 12 years, when it was brand new, I paid top dollar for it. When I had my photography studio, it was a necessity. All the meet the fugger. Man, people in Greece have incredible humor. Very talented. I love it. So anyway, I am now debating. Do I go get a brand new MacBook Pro, or do I pull a table every time I do a live stream? Don't know, because after doing my research on what platform to use while making live streams, I'm already settled for Ecamm Live. And although every other platform has their own pros and cons, I'm sold. I am a Mac person, and that program only works on a Mac. So if you have any other recommendations, feel free to let me know. But like I said, I am already sold for it. I even paid for a year membership. It's my kind of platform. I feel at home using it. I use it on a trial version, and that's my kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I want to give something that's good to look at while you're also listening. Coming from 20 plus years photography background, it's hard for me to not to push it to my full capabilities. Most of the things I use creating my lighting, my background, even when I make Instagram videos, are things I have at home. The main light is a light I used when I was photographing babies at my studio. So basically, you don't use powerful studio flashes because babies, especially newborns, are best when they are sleeping. You know, those cute sleeping baby pictures. Mark, if you're still awake, I'll kick your ass tomorrow. But when you were a baby, when you were newborn, one of my best friends invited us. Oh, he's still alive. Okay. So invited us, your mom and I, to her studio to photograph your first professional studio photos were a gift from my old friend, great baby photographer Deanne Holmes in Lombard. And every time she started taking pictures, you either wanted some milk or you wanted to pee. Yep, sorry to embarrass you, but hey, it's all right. That was 12 years ago. It took us 6 hours, and she was so patient. She was so patient. So the red lights, some of it comes from the fog machine. Some of them are from my backyard. They are used during the day. They take all the sun for their solar panels, and then I use them if I need to use them for any videos. What I'm trying to say is that if I'm going to make something and if I know how to make it, I like to do it. And, there are some really cool YouTube live streams or programs I watch with, very standard backdrop like this. I'm in my brother's office room. I just use that. That's it. Nothing wrong with that. But I have some tools of trade. I'll make something nice. Trust me. Just give me some time. Again, thank you so much. You know what? I forgot one more thing. The Edgar Allan Poe Essential Oils Only trio, the set. I wrote them down here, my check boxes. So what do we have in those oils? Let's have this, the last topic of the night. The Edgar has bergamot, all right, Immortelle, very, very dark Ruski. Thank you so much for staying. I know I passed my time. Immortelle, very resinous, very smoky, but can be sweet. It's like a wax. It's like gum. It's very, very, very hard to work with unless you buy it already diluted. I like to do my way. I like to do the work. I like to do it my way. So bergamot, Immortelle, sweet myrrh, and tobacco. And someone in this chat had a challenge last week. Says, hey, there's so many tobacco scents out there. I challenge the beard oil company owners to create something different, something new with tobacco. As I was watching, Chris, I don't see the chat right now. If you're here, I'm talking to you, brother. As I was watching your video, I was telling myself, you have no idea what's coming. Oh, he's here. Because When I watched that, I was biting my fingers to not to respond and say something is coming your way, because Chris is he's become more than a good friend to me, a comrade, good friend, in a way, someone I look for feedback, someone who's not only experiencing beer the world, but also values. As a family man, I look up to. So I really wanted his take on Edgar Allan Poe trio, and he received one. He had no clue that was coming. And I said, okay, I am not saying Edgar is the best tobacco oil, because there is no best. Best for me might be disgusting to somebody else. But I guarantee you that is one hell of a unique tobacco beard oil. And from Edgar, we go into Allan. Allan is probably, again, everybody else's nose is different. It's probably the darkest out of the three. So open up with Bergamot, Immortelle, Tobacco, Sweet Myrrh, and then move into dark. The center is dark. Labdanum, musk, amber, and then blood orange. It's an interesting mix. I gotta give you that. How about Poe? Poe costs me the most in terms of production, in terms of ingredients, because there is one oil in there. It costs arm and a leg. Lavender, tonka bean, Turkish rose. That Turkish rose cost arm and a leg. It is probably the most expensive oil I have put in any of my oils to this date. I am not using, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but I don't have an oud dominant beard oil, if anybody noticed. It's not that I don't like oud. I love good oud. But this thing costs so much money. I could use a $25 bottle, rose fragrance oil, but then it wouldn't be all essential oil kind of a blend. It wouldn't be this special. I could go rose essential oil from so and so company. It had to be the best. Best in terms of rose is the Turkish rose. Bulgarian rose is very popular in perfume, cologne makers, but only because it's not as, it is beautiful, don't get me wrong. Bulgarian rose is great. But there are two major differences between Bulgarian and Turkish rose. If you look at the world map, you'll see Bulgaria is at the northwest of Turkey. Two beautiful countries that share a coast to Black Sea. But the climate is different. And Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose are two different species of rose. They have different qualities. And I use this oil. 1 ounce will cost $570 some dollars with tax, shipping, everything is over $600. You're talking about $2.18 a drop. Whereas I could get some fragrance oil, 2 ounce for $4. And then that would last several batches of beard oils. Oud Rose combo. Yes. Why not? But also having Turkish background, wanted to use something like that. And since we have a brother from Greece in the chat, let me tell you something else. Every time I say, let me tell you something, I remember that very popular viral internet video on the internet. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I can get you the Nevermore beard oil, if you have any friends in Chicago area, we have a very big Greek town here. If I can get you that Nevermore, you need to try it. Because you Greeks love ouzo, and us Turks love the rakı. Very, very, very similar alcoholic beverages, right? Smell the same. And no matter where you're coming from, don't forget where you're coming from, right? I spent 7 months practicing, testing beard oil samples, fragrances, essential oils, just to make something incredibly unique, tasteful, but something has that anise inside. The star anise, I wanted that. And Nevermore was born that way. I hope one day you get to smell Nevermore. People who may not like anise, don't worry, it's not very dominant. But Paul has the lavender, amber, tonka bean, and the Turkish rose. All oils, all 3 oils, Edgar, Ellen, and Poe, share the same great carrier blend. 13 oils, 13. It's all intentional. Everything is purposeful. So I will leave it at that. Sorry, I went a little longer than what I intended, but I had a feeling. I said it yesterday. I said it day before yesterday. This would have been hard to put in 1 hour. So thank you for sticking with me. Appreciate you. And we will see you next week, next Saturday at midnight. This time we will be going live stream from the Raven's Nest. Up until then, there are a bunch of great shows out there. All right. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. And speaking of that, this Thursday, our good friend from Black Manor Grooming, starting her show bi-weekly. I believe it's going to be called Parlor Talk Okay. I can't remember the time, but I believe it's going to be on Thursday. Just go check out Black Manor Grooming, Renee, and I'm sure you'll find that information on her Instagram or on her website. I'm assuming, I'm sure it's going to be a great conversation she and her co-host will have. I'm looking forward to it. Mondays, I forgot. Man, I missed the Monday Night Mayhem. Tuesday, what do we have Tuesday? We have Tuesday Born Bearded show with the Raised Bearded. What else do we have Tuesday? Help me out here. Wednesday, we have a new TikTok show by Bearded Death, Dan, and Calabeard Vibes on TikTok, that one. Thursday, Tres Amigos and Renee's show. Friday, the Bearded Respect. Saturday, the Bishop. And Saturday, later in the evening, is Born Bearded, second show. And then the Gathered Few Ravens show. And Sunday, the Baker. So, anyway, we are not short of any voices. We are not short of any shows. That's good. Community is growing and everybody brings something to the table. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. And if you stayed this long, make sure before you clock out, give this live stream a like. And I appreciate all your staying up, all your love and support. Good night.